Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews, where today we're checking out a 2002 Grand Alaskan Cockpit motor yacht. At the time of shooting this video, she was up for sale for $789,000 and lying in Daytona Beach, Florida. She measures in at 65 feet in length with a beam of just over 17 feet, but the real surprise is she's got a maximum bridge clearance of just over 16 feet when the canopies and frameworks drop down in the flybridge, so that means that this one is capable of doing the Great Loop. But this one's just as happy cruising offshore. Not only do you have those twin diesels, but you've also got the Yacht stabilizers that have been completely rebuilt with new seals installed. This one's had a lot of upgrades over recent years. I love the woodwork finish that's on here. She's had work done such as removing and reconditioning both the prop shafts with new bearings and seals. And she's just immaculate inside and out. She really does look like she's in turnkey, ready to go condition. Boarding's easily done, and as I step on here, look how easy it is to make your way to the bow. You've got that nice handrail on the outside. There's lights overhead as well. And I really like the non-skid deck paint that they've used. I was barefoot walking around this and you never feel your feet slide at all. You've got easy access to the lower helm. You've also got a boarding door here as well. As you make your way up to the Portuguese bridge, you'll see that there's storage built into that. You can also close it off, which is ideal if you're going to have young kids or family on board. You can move forward into the bow section and you'll see that this one has got two anchors with the two windlass drums. This can be operated from here, but it can also be operated at the helm. But these have also got the winch drums built into the windlass, so you can see the benefit of that if you're ever going through lock gates. As I pan round, you can see there's a seat in front of that bridge. You've also got this classic design, and then we'll take a close look up top, but you'll see that the flybridge has got those canopy enclosure. And as I make my way around, you'll see that there's more storage built into the port side of the bridge. See the light at the bottom where you can illuminate this at night. And then you've got access to the helm to both port and starboard. And you've also got boarding access to both port and starboard. The cleats are mounted up on the side, so that way you don't trip over them. And look at the shine off of the superstructure, the windows, the woodwork. Everything's just immaculate and ready to go. And I really like the fact that there's multiple entry points to board this boat, so it really doesn't matter what type of pontoon or quayside dock you come alongside, you're going to have an easy way of getting on and off. As you make your way to the aft cockpit, you can close the door, you can close the canopy, and you can make this fully enclosed, or you can have it open. Have your breakfast out here, an evening meal, some drinks and refreshments. You get rod holders overhead. You can also use this as storage for cleaning and boat hooks. You see you've got lights and speakers up here as well. Nice little storage container on the deck. There's a cooler underneath that table. And then out here you've actually got your engine controls and bow thruster controls. So it's going to be really easy to do close quarter manoeuvring despite the boat being the size that it is. A couple of steps down takes you to the aft cockpit. And again, I really like the decking that's on this one. It's really soft, but it's also really cool on your feet. This would be a really good spot. You can sit out, you can lay out, but you can also use this as fishing, especially when you're as close to the water. You do have the bathing platform down below. That's ideal for boarding the tender, but it's also got the boarding ladder if you're into swimming and diving. You get a close up of that woodwork finish as well. In here there is storage as well. There's a large lazarette with two access panels. You can use that for keeping a number of spares, cleaning equipment. This has also got your cable master in here for your shore power connection. You get access to all your steering gear. And as I pan around, you'll see the other side as well. You've also got deck wash in here. Ideal spot for your ropes and fenders and things like that. But as you'll see in here, as well as in the engine room and the bilges and things, there's no signs of any leaks whatsoever, whether that's water, fuel, oil. It's an immaculate boat. And when you step inside to the accommodation, this just feels like home. But notice that handrail down the centre of the ceiling. This is a boat that's designed for seaworthy capabilities as well as having luxury accommodation. You do have that large TV screen, and then underneath is where you're going to find all the controls for the stereo and for the TV as well. Got a really nice seating area. I like those large windows. Almost all the windows are able to open. You got a fully stocked drinks cabinet here as well. Keep all your friends entertained with drinks and refreshments. And those large windows just bring in so much light that you don't have to worry about anybody on board ever feeling claustrophobic. As you make your way forward to the galley, you get good countertop space here for your modern appliances. You've got plenty of storage, and not only do these have push button lock mechanisms on the door, but I really like the fact that all those drawers, they slide out, so it makes it really easy to get access to everything in there. And you'll see that in many of the cabinets throughout the boat. So if you want to use this for long-term cruising or full-time liveaboard use, this is a boat to seriously consider. You get your full height fridge freezer, you get plenty of countertop space, you get your electric stovetop, you get your microwave convection oven. You can make all your favourite meals on board. And then this has got a really neat way that it's got an access panel right through to the helm, and there's also a watch berth there as well. So it's kind of open plan to the forward, as well as open plan to the saloon. Then you get your dishwasher, your trash compactor, your coffee makers, and there's additional drinks fridge here as well. And even under the stairs there's used storage. Everywhere on board that you can possibly utilise the space, it has been taken care of. And then when you make your way to the pilot house, I love the views that you get from here, that commanding helm position. Easy access to the side decks to both port and starboard. And the seating area behind the helm has got a really cool setup, because you can expand this out and you can make it a large table, so you can have plenty of family and friends sit with you as you're cruising. But this also drops down and becomes a double berth, so if you wanted to use this as a watch berth, especially if you're going to be doing night passages or if you're anchor watch, something like that. And then you've also got easy access to your AC and DC controls. These are just tucked away behind this glass screen, but look how clearly everything's labelled, so it's really easy to work out what to switch on or switch off. And then this one has got really good electronics on board. You're going to have your Garmin multifunction display with a plotter and radar, you get depth, speed, and you've got rudder angle indicators, ICOM VHF. But if you ever wanted to upgrade the electronics, look how easy it is to get into the wiring. That's going to save you so much more time, and by saving time, that's going to save you money. Make your way down to the lower accommodation. This is all for the guest section. The owner's stateroom is aft, which I'll show you later on. But down here you're going to find we've got 3 guest cabins. So if we start off with the bow, this one's got a large double island berth. It's got plenty of storage underneath the bed. And by being an island berth, it's got easy access to either side. There's a good amount of storage in this cabin, as well as having opening portholes to both port and starboard. You've also got that large hatch overhead, so there's plenty of natural light coming in here, but also fresh air and ventilation. And speaking of fresh air, I like the fact that a lot of the doors on here have got that louver effect. That way the air's going to circulate, and you don't have to worry about that mouldy dampness smell that you sometimes have on boats. You've also got an intercom system throughout this one, so if you ever need to keep in touch with anybody, you can easily do so. If I pull the door closed, you'll see that we've got a TV and video mounted up here for entertainment, but you've also got more hanging locker space, drawer space, cabinets throughout. And the use of those mirrors also help give you more light and help make that area feel bigger. This one's got a guest heads compartment. You can access it from this cabin or from the main passageway, but you'll see that we've got a separate toilet and shower. The shower's large enough where you get easy access to fully use that shower without any issues. And then if I make my way back out to the passageway, you can see just how easy it is to access from the bottom of the steps in this main passageway or from the VIP guest cabin in the bow. And then opposite is where you're going to find a twin cabin. This one's got like a bunk bed effect. Again, it's got the intercoms, it's got opening portholes. It's got storage underneath the bottom bunk. There's storage to the left of it as well. And then behind the door, there's also full height hanging locker space. Again with that louver effect, so as you don't have to worry about any stale, damp smells. And then we've also got a third guest cabin down here. This one is larger than the other two. Again, it's got that island berth. Really accessible. Plenty of storage. And then this one's got kind of like a desk built into the side of it. Plenty of countertop space. They've been using this as storage, but you get an idea just how much space that we have in here. And everything's got that push button lock mechanism because you don't want anything opening while the boat's underway. You've also got really good lighting over here, not only the lighting overhead, but also at the side of the bed. And then in this one, you're actually going to find that this has got full laundry facilities on board. It's got a separate washer and dryer, and plenty of storage in here for your laundry essentials. So that way, if you are looking to use as an extended liveaboard cruiser, you can always have fresh towels, fresh linen, clean clothes wherever you go. And this one is en suite. A separate toilet and shower, plenty of storage for toiletries and personal belongings, plenty of opening portholes for fresh air and ventilation, and good headroom in here. And this shower's also got a little seat built into it as well if you prefer. And then if you make your way through the saloon, as you come into the boat, there's actually a stairway down that leads to the owner's stateroom and also leads to the engine room on board. It's really easy going down these stairs. You've got a good handhold and the steps are a good depth as well. You get the engine room to starboard, and then you've got the owner's stateroom to port. And I'm really impressed with the amount of room that you have in here, as well as the amount of headroom you have. You could easily call this one your permanent home. Bed's easily accessible from either side. This one's fully en suite, as you'd imagine. But look at all the storage space and storage compartments that you have. There's also storage underneath the bed. And throughout the entire yacht, most of the carpets have been replaced over the recent years. It's just a very well presented, very clean example. And then if you make your way into the heads compartment, again, there's actually storage behind all these mirrors, so there's plenty of room for your toiletries and personal belongings. Kind of like a medicine cabinet back here as well. And so pan the camera around, you'll see that we've got the toilet here. Again, there's more storage overhead. And if I close the actual door into the heads compartment, you'll see we've got the separate shower. Plenty of room in there to be able to use it. I should point out this one's got a freshwater capacity of 300 gallons, holding tank capacity of 100 gallons, and a fuel tank capacity of 1500 gallons. And underneath here you see that this one has got additional storage, but it's also got a new-tone centralized vacuum system. And it's handy keeping some of this stuff close to the engine room, because the engine room is literally just across there. And once you step in here, you're going to find a pair of Caterpillar 3196E diesel engines. These are 660 horsepower each. That will give you a cruising speed somewhere of around 9 knots, with a maximum speed of around 14 knots, and they've got just under 6,000 hours on the clock. I was impressed with how much room there is down here for servicing and maintaining these engines. You're also going to find in here two Northern Lights 20 kilowatt generators. One is new in 2021, and the port one's got just under 1200 hours on the clock, and the starboard one's got around 5,700 hours on the clock. But look at all the spares that's included. Look at all the tools that's included. Everything is easily accessible, everything's clearly labelled, you know what you're switching on and switching off. And there's a ton of documentation that will go with the boat as well, so that you can carry on the maintenance that's already been taking place. And then even in these totes and containers, you'll see that there's more spares. And even behind this generator itself, you'll see additional things as well that's available. But look how clean everything is, no signs of any leaks, nothing to worry about anywhere. But there's also a ton of sound and heat insulation in here. I bet you when the engines are running, hardly anybody on board is going to hear or feel it. And there's a total of 5 AC reverse cycle systems, 3 of which were replaced in 2019. And your stabilizer controls are in here as well. And then finally I want to take you up to the flybridge. And I really like how easily accessible this is. You just come up from the steps at the helm, and as you make your way out here, you can see over the aft of it, we've got that deck crane and the sports tender. That's got a 40 horse outboard on that rib, as well as a nice little console. You can easily launch and retrieve it with that deck crane, and we're having that extended bathing platform. You can easily tie that up for boarding. But you want to be using this for cruising as well. You get your ice maker up here, and then you've got plenty of seating for your friends and family to join you. There's storage underneath the seats, there's speakers underneath the seats. You get that outdoor grilling station. And then, as I mentioned before, all the framework that you see here, including the radar arch itself, it all drops down. So you've got that bridge clearance that allows you to do the great look if you prefer. You also have wraparound screens, so that way you can roll them up, you can remove them, or you can keep it fully enclosed. You really have got the best of both worlds up here. And just like with the lower helm, you've got a full bank of electronics available. There's also plenty of space if you ever wanted to upgrade or replace them to suit your own needs. And that outdoor grilling area, it's also got a nice little sink built in here. And as well as having a grill, it's got refrigeration underneath too. So you can put some burgers or steaks and entertain your family and friends. And you get your Garmin multifunction display, your engine controls, you got your compass, controls to the spotlight, controls to the windlass, VHF, everything you could possibly need, as well as that panoramic view. This really is one to truly enjoy and appreciate. I'd like to thank Joe for allowing me to come on board and share this one with you. I'll leave a link to the Yacht World listing in the description. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. You can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. And I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.